mix. Get to grips.
There's no pick and mix like Woolworth's new pick and mix.
Yeah.
Might help if I turn the sound on. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all feeling well. Good evening, Jambon. How are you today? Good, I hope. It's been an interesting few weeks. Been to the Doncaster Retro Fair, which was quite good. Picked up some decent stuff. Commodore 64. I was going to set up. Got you on the Bluetooth speaker in the garden. Anyone on the street is getting it. Live from Chesterfield. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, Jambon. Been a bit of a busy day with work and stuff, but hence the reason why it's just pick and mix tonight and nothing in particular that I'm going to be doing. So if you've got any requests for games, then by all means, shout out in the comments. I also thought as well as something a bit different. I've got a few topics I want to talk about while playing games, and if you want to chip in your thoughts or your opinions, no opinions are wrong in this channel, so please by all means do so. If you're watching it after the event, in the comments as well. So I'll start putting on the first game. I'm going to put Flimbo's Quest on because I've never played this before, even though I've heard about it loads of times on the Commodore 64. Make sure I've got the joystick set. PC game port 16. How many game ports? Is it on full screen video? Oh, just go like that. I think it's alt and enter actually. No, definitely not. Pick and mix wasn't really the most hygienic of the sweets. I don't think it would have survived in the time of COVID. Hi, Liz. Oh, I didn't know you were there as well, Liz. I thought you was at work. I never know if you're at work or not. Nice for you to join us. Glad you're not at work, unless you're sat in work watching it. I've never played this game before. I've heard a lot about it. Ah, that's why. Ooh, Parallax. I know this came out later in the 64's life, so... Can I do diagonal? Oh, yeah, let's do. I think it's the guy from Top Banana. I know, I've heard loads, I knew it was out. I think it was part of one of the packs many years ago. But I've never actually played it, so I thought we'll give it a go. Oh, secret room. Or was it secret? Was it just me not looking what I was doing? could be that. Have a good at. So, one of the topics I want to talk about tonight, really, I was just, you know how you just sit there thinking about things. Oh, hi Paul, sorry. You spoke to the dude who did the music for this game briefly on Facebook. Still own it car. It's really good, isn't it? I love the parallax scrolling on it. Have I got a timer? Oh yeah, I best watch the timer counting down. The Sid music was always really good anyway on the 64. Am I supposed to be doing anything in particular, or... Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, so one of the first questions is, one of the Facebook groups I'm in, they have like a challenge, a gaming challenge every now and again, and this month's challenge... Oh, didn't even see that. I will have a... That's a bit dicey, that there, you can't see it. One of this month's challenge is Lotus Turbo Challenge 3. And I never really liked it back in the day. I thought it was a bit pants, the graphics and the slowdown and all that stuff and the AI. But having recently played it again, I realised that I wasn't wrong. It's not as good as Lotus 2 by any means. So my question is, do you think just because a game is good, it should have a sequel made for it? Or should they just leave it at that and go out on a high rather than make a sequel for something that's not as good and people remember that more so than the Lotus, like the previous game? And I think that can be for a lot of games, not just Lotus. There's so many. I think Cannon Fodder 2 is the same. The first one was really good, but the sequel wasn't. Or is it just about money and if it's good, you ride the wave, if you like? Because I wish they just stayed at Lotus 2. But saying that, I suppose, because Lotus 1's not bad. Yeah, exactly that, Andy, like films. So, what we see as a good film, and they keep making more and more and more just to get the money, but then they get worse and worse, and you just lose the impetus they've got. Oh, that's my opinion anyway. Other people's might be different. I gather I'm just collecting things. I'm just don't really know what I'm doing. Is that an iguana? Kill it anyway. Oh, Lotus 2, yeah, definitely. I was trying to play Lotus 3 and it's like, some of the levels... There's one level in particular... Oh, I've died there. There's one level in particular, the off-road level. And yeah, I get why the track is, or the road's not that wide, because it wouldn't be. But when you're going around a corner and there's 3 cars in front of you and there's nowhere to go, so you just end up either hitting the car or the scenery, then to me that makes the game impossible. It's got to be at least beatable. You can't have it so it's that difficult you can't do that. Finish around the corner. And I just use Lotus 2 because that's the thing I'm playing at the minute. Yeah, and it slows down and... Oh, sugar. It just... I think it... Again, I suppose though if you're wanting the money to keep alive you have to do it, but... Yeah. Oh, sugar. That's a bit... I can't see that there. It's a bit hard to see that. What is actually Flimbo's quest? What is he trying to do? Oh, another one with lots of sweeties. I'll read the comments in a second. So, if a sequel adds to a continuous story or can bring something new into the mix, then yeah, games that are just poor limitations of early games are usually pointless. Yeah, that's spot on, Paul. If it's like a story that's ongoing and it adds to that story, yeah, then by all means carry it on. But it's like when it's just a repeat but with different things. In some ways, Mario Kart's a bit like that. I know you're improving the graphics on a lot of the later ones, but when the graphics get to such a point that they can't improve anymore, you're just replaying the same thing over and over again. What's that? Can I use that? Depends on the game, I guess. Quite like it on Steam when certain devs keep updating and improving a game rather than immediately churn out a sequel. Yeah, that again is I get that. If you're updating it and making it better, then by all means, yeah, that's fine. But when you're just churning out something to keep the money flowing, then yeah. Yeah, a bit like Goblins on the Amiga. That's like that, where they're different. yeah, Andy. Believe it or not, they did, and it was no better than the first one. So Flimbo's Quest, that's quite a good game actually. I quite enjoyed that. Let's see what else we've got. As I say, if there's anything you want to see, then please by all means shout out. This one is for Liz, because I know she likes this game. I can't say how good I am at it. So if I'm pants, then it's your fault, Liz. Oh, what did I just press then? Oh, I don't know what I just pressed. Input. Cyberpunks. I used to love these, what were they called? 64K intros. Obviously on the 64 they weren't, but... Say loading. Like Invader Load. Can you remember Invader Load? Where you used to play Space Invaders while it was loading. The other thing is sort of a follow on from that. It's when I went to the Doncaster Retro Fair. Oh, definitely, they definitely had good intros, like cracking shows on Amiga, definitely by a million miles. Some of them were better. I used to love the Crystal one. When I went to Doncaster Market a few weeks ago with Andy, who was on in the chat ice stream van, I noticed that a lot of the games had actually come down in price. Whereas the consoles had sort of stayed the same, apart from one store, which, not mentioning no names, were charging absolutely ludicrous prices for consoles that you could pick up on eBay a lot cheaper than they were charging. Unless they were in pristine condition in the box mint, I would never pay that kind of money for something. But my question is, and it sort of goes back to years ago, my wife used to collect the TY beanies and the piggins, the pot pigs. And I can remember spending crazy money on certain piggins, like on TY, like Britannia Bear. I know I at least paid 40 quid for that in when they were the big rage. Now you can pick them up for £1 because the floors dropped out of them. And I wonder if the retro scene will go the same way, because the price that's demanded is only driven by people paying that in the first place. Will there ever come a point where people will think, especially with everything rising in price, like your gas and all the other utilities and everything else in the world at the minute, if people can't afford to buy them, will that bring a reduction in the cost of retro items because people aren't paying them? So people will bring them down? I'm not saying it will, it's just something I was thinking about. Perhaps it will, perhaps it won't. But again, it's only driven by demand, isn't it? So, Invader Load is on the list of games in game. I didn't know that, Paul. I'll have a look for that. So Jambon says, on Mario-related sequels, I'm sure the more recently games are pretty good, but I'm sick to death of the bloody Mushroom Kingdom with its same old characters. See also Zelda, yeah. Nintendo they do actually. They do a lot of regurgitating, should I say, of certain things. Their laurels are certainly left on, like with Mario and with Zelda for definite. Zelda, I sort of can see to a degree, because you can actually put a different story in. But yeah, Mario, I'm a bit. Ah, look at the peaceful dust flying over the flame. Let's hope they don't burn. So Paul says that Glorified Toaster, the worst part of retro gaming for me is that folk will pay through the nose for a rare game that is dog poop to play. It's collective sake. Yeah, you're spot on, Paul. You're spot on. Some people do collect just to say they've got that item in the collection, and that's fair enough if that's what they want to do. In reality, you're saving it for somebody else in the future if you don't sell it, to sell on at a price if it's made any money. The irony is, the worse a game is, or the worse the system is, the higher the value is going to be in the future, because not many people buy them. The thing with retro is that there are a finite number of units. When it's all bought up, there'll be nothing left. Yeah, you say that, but that's the same for a lot of things. It doesn't have to be retro. With the TYs, they were limited editions of bears that if they get destroyed, then we'll just complete in some events. Sorry. I don't know. I just, like with anything, it's driven by... Shall I stand up and salute? Driven by people wanting to pay that price, isn't it? I'm sure certain things, like the CD32 or the CD2, as you call it, Andy, will definitely stay up there, and the Amigas and things, but I don't know. What's a hot dog? I've got... Select the events to compete in. Well, we'll do the hot dog, the biathlon, the ski jump, and the bobsled. I've not played this game for years. Oh, they've delighted torch again. I thought they'd already done that. Yeah, to be honest, a lot of the Japanese consoles have in this side, in this country. The Atari Jaguar commands decent prices, and I wouldn't wipe my ass with the thing, Paul says. If someone offered me one for free, I'd politely tell them to. Oh, I think your keyboard must have broke at that point, Paul. I think I get where you're going to, though. Well, don't you want that fighting game that we played a few weeks back? Right, what do we have to do on this then? Attempt 1. Yeah, what do I have to do? Oh. Oh! Well, I did a spin. Oh, I got some really good points and I don't know what the hell I was doing. So hot dogs like doing things. So Jambon says, also, all hardware is wearing out and getting harder to maintain. After a while it might be not worth the hassle for some folk. Yeah. It's funny because, excuse me, I've got an Amiga. I've just actually retro-brighted it. And like you said, I've had to do a bit of... oh, that was nice. A split kick. A bit of work on it to make it work right. The keyboard was a bit dodgy and the power point, so I've mended all that with resolving it and stuff. But does that make it more collectible, I suppose, in future? I think, if I'm being brutally honest, emulation will be the thing that saves a lot of the old things, because there is going to come a point where things won't be available. I should say things won't be available in their original format, like with the Amiga and the Pi-Storm. You can actually get replacement processors, or is it what's the other thing? The other main processor, not the processor, but the other chip that controls a lot of things. You can get like dummy versions of those. Right, I've got to remember how you do this. I think you used to have to do it like left, right, left, right, left, right. Oh, is that was up and down? That's it. I loved this. I loved the thought that went into this game. Because it is pretty close to the biathlon. Obviously, it's not a hyper sports waggle your joystick and smash it to pieces type of game. The other thing is as well, when it gets too high a price, it starts to put it out of the price range of people. And it also goes back to as well the age profile. As it pains me to say, as we get older and move on to the other world, people won't actually remember. What's fire on this? Oh, that's it. Oh, I've got to do two. Oh, do that. I wonder. So Paul says, I wonder if I'm the far future. They'll make replica retro consoles and carts that are identical to the originals. You'll be able to buy them in Asda with a big shop on a Friday. You never know. They're already starting to do that with the minis and the maxis, aren't they? Like. Well, isn't it the A500 that's coming out soon with the mini? See that for me, I don't get that. I don't get the A500 mini at all. I can understand a maxi version that is an identical replica with a working keyboard. But the mini I just don't get, because you could do that on a Raspberry Pi if you wanted. What are you paying for? Because you haven't got a working keyboard, and the mouse is not even a... I don't think it's even a ball mouse, is it? I'm not sure. But again, that's just me. I'm sure others will. I know, because I know, Paul, you've got the C64 mini, haven't you? And I know it's good that you can put all the games on a USB stick and away you go. I like this kind of skiing, armchair skiing. You never know, your daughter, Paul, might be going into Asda and asking for, like you say, a pound of taters and a Commodore 64 Mark III. Oh. Oh well. Or a PlayStation 5. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I can sort of see the novelty of that to a degree, but again, it's not really for me. I'd rather have the original if I'm going to have that. Because the other thing is as well, people nowadays, especially on modern PCs, are used to having the button in the middle, the scrolling button in the middle. And I think it'd be quite annoying to use it on a PC if it wasn't there. The C64 was an arse with no keyboard. I love the thing and use it often, but I got it. Wait there a second. Oh bloody hell! Ha! How many maps do I have to do? I got it more for the fact it was a commercially available C64 product in a major retailer supporting the hobby, I suppose. Yeah, that's a good point. But of all the ways I can emulate the C64, it's not the best. Yeah, well, the issue as well with, like you say, some of the games you need in the keyboard and you haven't actually got one. I know you can use the, is it like a virtual keyboard that comes with it? Sure you can get full screen. Cancel that, I might start messing with that. Not tonight. It's same as, it's like this sort of leads on to what we were talking about before. I was thinking about, when does a game sort of... Sorry, you can plug in and use a USB keyboard. The virtual keyboard is nearly unusable. Oh, that's good you can plug one in there. I didn't know you could do that, so that's good then. Let's see what I've got to do here. Where am I? Oh, I'm up there. Whee! Oh, bugger. I'm never going to be able to land this. I was thinking about the likes of Flight Simulator, the new Flight Simulator game that's got all the world basically in it. So if you do actually pay for any updates, you're paying for new planes or for updates to the world. But when it's already realistic, where can you really go with it? You know what I mean? If it is the world as it is, it's almost like Google Maps and the planes look really realistic, and it's not like you're going from like Flight Simulator 5, which was like blocky graphics and didn't look real at all, to every time they went up a version, the graphics got better. And I think they've got to a stalemate point now where the graphics haven't improved that much. On Flight Sim they have, obviously they're really good, but where can they go with it? Because it's almost photorealistic now. I know you can add more and more planes, and I suppose that'll be the way, so it's like in-game purchases, if you like. It's same with FIFA. I can't believe, and again, this is just me. People are willing to pay £50 every year just to get updated players and the likeness of the players. Because the game it's football. It can't really get much different after a while, can it? Probably just me getting old and not understanding. It just got me thinking when I were buying up some games, and I'm thinking, well, you can see how they've improved and got better over time. Sorry, I'll look at the comments in a second. I'm just. It's quite a good fix at C64. Oh, typical. That's Ben went. Oh no, it went. That's Ben. So I just start from the beginning every time I crash? Oh, flipping fell on it. Definitely at Plateau. I prefer arcade over sim. Yeah, you see, that was the other thing as well. You could play a game in the arcade and you'd get a version of it at home. Now that, oh well, the arcade's gone, hasn't it? Let's face it, the arcade doesn't really exist in the format we knew it. It's more retro arcades where we go for a fix, if you like. I remember Cool Runnings, yeah. This massage is called Tallulah. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, the game's alright, FIFA 21, but is it that much different to FIFA 20 to FIFA 19? And if it's on Game Pass, you technically are paying for it, but it's not that big a hit. But if you're buying it for like 50 quid every year, then next year you go in the same shop and it's like reduced to 5 quid. It makes you wonder if it's really worth that in the first place. Why don't they just charge a lesser amount for like the update of the players instead of trying to rip people off? Yeah, that is a really good description of it, Paul. It's like buying the exact same cake every year, but with a little better icing on it, just a little better. But and the price keeps going up and up and up. You're spot on. You are right. But again, that's just my opinions. But I agree. Yeah, I like Burnout over Gran Turismo as well. But that's another example as well, isn't it? Like Forza Horizon. I love playing Forza Horizon. Good game. But if I was to say, are the graphics that much better in the new one to the previous one, I'd say no. The only difference is the where you are. So whereas that was in the UK and that was that scenery, it's now wherever it is now. I can't remember where it is, to be honest. But the graphics are different, but the gameplay is virtually identical. Come back to that one. No, I can't. Oh, that's not. I want to play Rambo. Well, that's definitely not Rambo. Where's Rambo? Let's have a look. That's the one. I had this when I had my original Commodore 64 many years ago when I was a wee teenager. That reminds me, while I just want to say congratulations to Andy, Ice Cream Man and Liz. I know they announced their engagement, but now they've actually announced the wedding date. So come August, you will be Liz Coop. So you'll have to change your username on YouTube. The Sonic games are a prime example. As the graphics and consoles got better, the game got worse. They went flare over gameplay, didn't work out. Yeah, totally, Paul. I agree with that. It just went from what it was a really good game to craziness. Oh yeah, I'm the best man as well, which I think if you watch my streams back, he actually announced it on the stream. Because I was like, what? If it's on loudspeaker, the whole of balls over will now know. Chesterfield. We'll just go for the high score. I love this music. Yeah, he didn't propose to me, John, but he proposed to Liz. No, he just asked me if I'd be his best man on the stream, and I was like, what? Totally not expecting it at all. Literally at all. Oh. Let's change that to adapter port 1. Yeah, I'm really feeling the love for the 64 at the minute and the Amiga. I don't know why. I'm just having a Commodore month. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting nostalgia for it or what, but it's very Commando-esque. This, well, it is Commando, isn't it? But how do you swap? Oh, that's it. What does that mean? Did it? Oh, I've got to go. Oh, I knew I was going to get shot then. I think I've got to go through that gap. '77. So, what you're saying, Paul, that I'm shite at this game? I can't get to the top. Yeah, I moved the mouse pointer. Normally I'd have it on full screen, but I just can't be bothered tonight to sort it out. I've been really idle tonight. It's been one of them days. What, you mean there wasn't a real mouse pointer on the original then, Paul? I just thought that was part of the background screen. I love how he walks upwards like his pooch pants. But I do like the music. It does look a good game, this. It is a good game. Oh, I'm stuck in the tree. Oh, I can't. Why can't I get... Oh, that's why. Where am I going? Come on, Paul, you obviously know where I'm going. Where am I supposed to be going here? Oh, not in there. Come out, get out! Oh! Flip it out. Let's come off this. Let's go on to the Amiga for a bit. Let's put some Amiga games on. Ye Olde Faithful. Configurations. You hate it. Oh, Paul. What? I was in Nam. Cheltenham. He claimed he was in the Vietnam War. Okay.
Open the Amiga doors now.
Let's see what. That made me chuckle. Well, if he was, well, if he'd been reincarnated. Full proper spat recover out there. Let's have a go on Boogie Boy. I love Boogie Boy. It's good on 64 as well. I liked it on the arcade. Good old Boogie Boy. I think this... Okay, that's not the normal speed. We'll just come out of that a second. We'll go with this version, not unless it's on drugs. It's like we're going way too fast. Just bear with me a second while I find a version that will run at somewhat of a speed that isn't hyper. Right. That's better. Oh, I'm now live on the 150 inch. One of the first ever games you played. What's happening now? Okay, that's a weird intro screen if I've ever seen one. Sorry if anybody had headphones on then, I didn't mean to deafen you. Slice of fantasy. That can't be right. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Let's reset it. Quit. Flight of Fantasy. I remember selling that at Microphone when I used to work there. I was always so jealous that everybody were buying it and I couldn't afford it. And then obviously I got one later on in life. Oh, I remember it well. With didn't it come with F29 Retaliator? Deluxe Paint, whatever version. And Rainbow Islands. Let's try again. Let's try again. Yeah, you see, you can't keep up the nothing crashing for too long. You know what my streams are like. Something has to go wrong. Usually, when I'm tired, everything goes wrong. I'm Barbarian. What, Barbarian, the one where you chop their heads off, or was it a different? Because there was two, weren't there? Signosis made a Barbarian as well. I always think of Royal Family. Barbara. Hi, Barbara. 2. I got all the way to the boss of the second Island Rainbow Islands Amiga yesterday without losing a life. Was well chuffed. Well, that's really good. You know that wouldn't happen if I were playing it. Which is the second boss? Is that the piano or is that Parasol Stars I'm thinking of? Tatsumi, they weren't a well-known arcade manufacturer, were they really? I think this is looking more promising, seeing as it's taking forever to load in, which is more like the real Amiga. Ah, that's better. Do-do-do-do-do-do. On the arcade, this actually had three screens. So you were like driving in the middle. Do a jump. Ooh. I hate the bridge because I could never. Oh, here we go. There we go. Oh, we've actually made it across without crashes. So that's the start. Do we need a pink flag? Because you have to get the flags in order, don't you, for them to go start flashing? Oh. Oh no. Do-do-do-do-do. Now you're thinking of the Spectrum version. The C64 version had a little car. The Spectrum version had a huge car that took the whole screen up. But the C64 was a little car. Yeah, that's what I think it is, Paul, as well. I think you've got to... Right, that's it now, Andy. You've got to go home and do your homework. I'm not impressed that you don't know your retro stuff. Oh, it's to write out 100 times I must look up about Boogie Boy. I would ask Jim to play it on one of his streams, but by the time he comes out, Boogie Boy will be... There'll be a new version of it out. A virtual version. You can see why this was good on the Amiga. It's not far off the arcade, actually. It's pretty smooth as well for a 500. I always remember as well this and Chase HQ when she said, "This is Nancy at Chase HQ." Was there a football on this one? What you used to? I know there is on 64 version. Ah, there it is. Hit it. Well, I hit it, but I fell over as well. Again, this goes back to what we were saying before. Just the ability to play an arcade game at home that was pretty good was like so exhilarating, if you like. I know it sounds really rubbish now because it's the standard, but back then when it wasn't, it was totally different. You appreciated it more. Yeah, you too, Jambon. Thank you for watching and thank you for coming along and commenting. And see you again. Have a good week. You're spot on there, Andy. Every time Jim starts to stream, the human race will have it's coming out again. It's like it'll be on its second way round because it'll be history repeating itself. I wonder if that will happen if we ever did have like wipe ourselves out, that things would come out like, but in like a different time thing. So a world where the Atari ST was actually better and the Commodore Amiga had the Spectrum sound chip in it. Because they don't quite get it right. This is Liz driving to work. What are you trying to say about Liz's driving? I thought she was a really good driver. When she took us to Doncaster, she was really good. Some will survive and start again. Does this just keep going and going and going until you run out of time? On the off-road track. I'll get to the end and I want to try a different track. I never played any of the other tracks much, to be honest. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's impossible. So eating the ball, it was a forerunner to whatever that game is, Rocket League. Look at that. Oh, I thought I got round on 2 wheels over the bridge, around a log. Oh, it was Paul that put about Jim, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was, yeah. It's so true that. We'll have gone round in full circle. The planet will be run by apes, Paul. Oh, you only do so many legs. I didn't realise that. So it's the first time I've actually finished something. Yep, I've heard the music. Can we move on now? Obviously it would be loading in real life. I think. Unless it's crashed. No. Not laughing at all, honestly. Oh, you have to... I'm not pressing my name in it. Yeah. It's like buying internet from like somebody. They're not giving you an Ethernet cable to connect it up to your router. I think it's because he's his house, though, isn't it? Did he say something about the roofs like Dodgems ride with loads of metal wiring in that you have to link together? Ooh. Ooh, 2 roads. Oh, flippy deck. Poor Jim. He'll just have to... I'm sure he will stream one day. What does that sign mean, bridge? Is it? This is a good conversion, this. You've got to give them the dose, but it is, like you say, at one of the earlier conversions as well. Oh. I'll put something out. I do like that game. It is a good game. Let's have a look. Let's try this one. Oh, you say you come in now. Is it not as warm as it was outside, Andy? Has it got any warmer? Have we the same pet on the Specky? What's that? I can remember have we the same Monty on the Specky? See if this loads up. Run out of wood. That's a flipping heck, Andy. That's a schoolboy error for you. Oh, as long as my internet lets me watch Netflix, download ROMs, and send unsolicited pickle pack pics to Scarlett Johansson, I'm golden. Oh, yeah. Whatever floats your boat, Paul. Okay. Display. Try that. Oh. See if this loads. It's probably in the Tower of London if I know Jim. He's probably been locked up. Still in London. This takes me back to Amiga. This is a bit I remember. He loving the Mongolia.
This is Nancy at Chase headquarters. We've got an emergency here.
Oh, I love that bit. I know on the arcade it would say Ralph, the Idaho Flasher instead of it, but just to hear that on the thing was brilliant. It's so good on the Specky as well. The Specky version is my favourite 8-bit version by a million miles. What's it? Has anybody ever played it on the ST? What's it like on the Atari ST? Excuse me. Let's wait for it to load.
Let's go, Mr. Driver.
Oh, that's the wrong button, isn't it? So it must be spacebar for the boost, that's it, yeah. It weren't a bad conversion for the Amiga, to be honest. Oh. That were a waste of the boost. Sounds like... Did you know the Specky version of the ST sound chip? Oh, come on. Why are the rocks in the middle of the road? It's a bit slow. This is where I would have loved the people who made like Lotus 2 to have a go at making this. 'Cause it runs a lot. That runs a lot. That's a better engine than this. It would be a matter of just changing the sprites to match what's on that. Am I going to get to him? No. Oh, I am. Whoa, that was close. Oh, come on. I went nowhere near that. That were a bit of a bad collision detection. The Rozzers are after you. It's alright, I will look at the comments in a second. I'm just being driving games if I don't concentrate. He's on fire. Not gonna do it, I don't think. Come on. Ah. Oh, so close. Oh! Yeah. I do like that game. What, you chasing tumbleweeds? Oh, the PC Engine version, yeah, it was always better anyway, to be honest. You've got. I always look at it through Amiga tinted glasses. At the time, it was pretty good. Yeah, Chase HQ2 on the 64 is good. Right, so I'll have one last game of the night. When seeing as Andy requested it, we shall put on that. What was it called? Have we the same pet? On the. On the Spectrum, if I've got it. I think I have. That's not that. Have a look. I wonder if it's actually on. Wait there a second. Let's have a look. I'll load this up, see if I can see it on this one. Just loading up now. Hopefully. How do you spell it? AUF. There either. Enjoy the music. Speculator. So J for chemist and joystick. Here we go. Follow the ups and downs of the famous Jodie Bricky Oz in the Dusseldorf. So ZX KO Starlag. So what do I have to do here then? What do I have to do? Or has it crashed? Not that, by the look of it. What is going on? Beer Keller. So what do I have to do here? Get the drinks. Oh, died. Drink beer. Wait there 1 second. Oh. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to go because I've got to take got some stuff to do. So, thank you all for watching. We'll put that on again. I'll play that next time first. I'll see if I can get it working right, and then we'll see if I can. I'll try it because I think it's because the ROM might be corrupted. But thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for joining the unplanned stream, and thank you Paul, Andy, Liz, Jambon and everybody else who's watched and commented. And like I say, please comment in the comments if you've got different opinions of what we've talked about tonight. And have a good week, and I shall see you all next weekend hopefully. So au revoir, or whatever they say in Germany. Well, that's French, isn't it? What's the German for goodbye? Whatever that is, goodbye.